What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. It's 1TS Daily live here at One True Sport. Happy New Year. Man, it is good to be back. It's good to hear that little intro sound. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while. Hopefully everybody is doing great. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And like I said, Happy New Year. It's 2025. I am Zack Heydorn. I'm your host here at 1TS Daily from Brass Ring Media and from Sports Illustrated, and it is going to be one heck of a year, I think, in this old pro wrestling space that we all know and that we all enjoy and love. We got a big night tonight for WWE, the Raw premiere on Netflix, and so much more when you think about it. It's like, yeah, we've got this Raw premiere tonight, which obviously is going to be the lead of today's show and everything tomorrow and the day after. But I mean, like, Wrestle Kingdom just happened. Wrestle Dynasty just happened. We've got a TNA event coming up. Royal Rumble is right around the corner. Like, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Like, all that's on tap here at the start of 2025. So glad to be here. Glad you are here with me. And glad that we can bring this show back because I missed it. I missed you guys. And it's good to be here. So here's the deal. This is 1TS Daily live on One True Sport. We are here every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for about 25 minutes ish, just to get your, you set for your day in pro wrestling. What's the news? What are the big shows? What questions do you have? What do you want to rant about? That is what this show is here for. So thank you. If you're listening on YouTube, hello. If you're on Twitter, X listening and watching, hi. Appreciate you guys being here. I do have the live chat open, and we've got a bunch of people filing in. E is in there. Andrew is in there. QCG is in there. The boss is in there, and many, many more. So live chat's open. If you want me to hit on any topics or if you have any questions, you can always drop them in the live chat, and I'll get to as many of them as I can. Also, though, I do have super chats enabled. And so if you are able to contribute to the show with a super chat and you want to ask a question that way and make sure that I get to it, that is the place to do that. And I will get to all super chats before we're done here. So if you're able to do that, any contribution amount helps us here. And I do appreciate it in advance. Before we get into the business at hand today, just want to call out the One True Sport official partnership with Brass Ring Media. Brass Ring Media is my shop that I've been running for the last nearly 2 years. We are specialized in long form live content, analyzing professional wrestling. All of our live shows are now going to air on the One True Sport YouTube channel. So you can check out all of our live shows right there. If you're not subscribed to One True Sport on YouTube, subscribe so you don't miss it. Also, though, check out the Brass Ring Media platforms. We have a YouTube channel which will have exclusive content just there. So subscribe to our channel. Brass Ring Media is what you got to search. We also have a newsletter that goes out every single day, full of editorials and features and interviews and stuff from me and my team. You're not going to want to miss that either. Totally free to subscribe. And then once you kind of get in the door, if you like what you see and like what you hear, we do offer membership for Brass Ring, and you can get kind of your Brass Ring Media fix, the volume turned up on that with membership. It's only $4 a month. We do have some kind of premium tiers, but it's only $4 a month to get in, and you get all the PLE pay-per-view review shows and so much more. So check it out on Patreon, patreon.com/brassringmedia. But really though, check out our free stuff, our free platforms, our free places where you can kind of get the Brass Ring Media style content on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and on Substack with our newsletter. Cool. All right, more on that in a little bit, but let's talk tonight. Let's talk Monday Night Raw. Let's talk Raw on Netflix. Obviously, I think most of you in the chat are going to be watching. It seems that way anyway, but you know the drill. Thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat here, live chat, whether or not you're going to be watching tonight's show. There's not, like, it's like a big night for them to do this. They don't have a football game. They also they're not running up against anything significant in terms of like counter programming. So this is big for WWE. And I've talked about this for a long time, but like this deal with Netflix is just like, I mean, it's pretty incredible when you think about it. Like it's just, I can't come up in my brain a reason like why this is a bad thing for WWE. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It feels huge. It feels big. WWE just released, or Sports Illustrated actually just released, they got their hands on kind of the cold open for tonight. And it's like a love letter to wrestling and a love letter to WWE. I've retweeted it. You can hop on my socials at Zack_Heydorn on Twitter, at Zack Heydorn on Blue Sky, and check it out. But it just feels big. It feels like a new era in WWE, and it should, because it is one, right? And WWE has lined up like a pretty huge card for tonight in terms of kind of making their debut on Netflix. And so we got some funny comments in the chat here. Andrew H says here, cannot wait for Seth to curb stomp Punk and dance all over his broken body. Hey, Andrew, who are you cheering for in the match tonight? Goodness gracious, my friend. Thank you, sir. Eddie says here, Roman needs to win tonight. The Mania match should be Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus Final Boss Rock. There you go. Hova says Roman Reigns should win Money in the Bank 2025. And then there's also a question there that we'll get to in a minute. So lots of opinions and lots of just stuff happening tonight. It's going to be a really big show. It's going to be really exciting. And I just sit back and think like, man, what a big move. Like I don't know how many people are going to watch, right? You don't know. But if you think that like they get 1.5, 1.6 on a normal episode of Raw, right? If they had this card on USA Network on a night with no football, I think they could do, 1.7, 1.8 probably. So I think if they report back that this show does, 3 to 4 million in live viewers, that would be huge. That would be a major success, right? I mean, doubling up domestically. That'd be big. That would be big. And I think they've got the makings and the momentum and the card to do that. So it's gonna be a big night. All right, so let's take a look at this card. Let's do some preview here. So this is the card. I'm just gonna go through the card just right out of the gate, and then we'll talk about some more things on it as we go. We got CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That's the big match, or one of the big matches. Big grudge match. First time since Punk has returned that they've wrestled a match. First time Punk's wrestled a match on Raw in, I think I read like 4,000 days or something crazy like that. So a big match. We got Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa in a tribal combat match. Winner gets that Ulafala and is the tribal chief. Drew McIntyre against Jey Uso. Liv Morgan defends her WWE Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. It's going to be Rey Mysterio and a partner of his choosing against New Day. And then we got like what I think is going to be 2 promo segments of some kind, right? Logan Paul is going to debut as a new member of the Raw roster. John Cena is going to be on Raw to kind of kick off his retirement tour. The final year of his career kicks off tonight on WWE Raw on Netflix. So that's what they have promoted. Now, also, in addition to that, Shawn Michaels is being teased for this show. Hulk Hogan is being teased for this show. And, of course, the big one, The Rock. The Rock posted on Instagram yesterday that he is going to be on the show and he's going to be there. And so you got to factor in his appearance into all of the analysis you do here from a preview perspective. So Let's talk Punk versus Seth first. Got some obviously we know how Andrew feels in the live chat here, but I think that the way to go here, and Andrew's not going to like this, but I think what you're going to see is you're going to see CM Punk win this match. And really, like, why not? Right? I mean, there's more upside for Punk to win this, or if he wins this, than there is for Seth. Like, Seth Rollins is kind of what he is in WWE at this point, and that is a high level premier star for the company. That's what he is. But a win for him here, a win for him here doesn't really change that. It doesn't elevate him any further. It doesn't, and a loss doesn't drop him down either. Whereas Punk has some momentum behind him. He's got like the wind of his sails a bit, and he gets big pops. He's getting cheered over Seth Rollins right now. They've teased a Roman Reigns versus CM Punk match down the road, whether it's WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or whatever, something else. Like, that's there. And so to me, like, you're not stunting that for Seth Rollins. I think you use this to put CM Punk over. You get this really big match. You get this really big win. And, then you go from there with whatever you're going to do with Punk and with whatever you're going to do with Seth. It just seems to me that, like, you need to keep Punk hot. You don't want that momentum to run out before you get to all the big matches. I mean, look, you've got Punk versus Rollins tonight. Punk versus Roman is on the table. Punk versus Cody's on the table. Punk versus Gunther's on the table. Punk versus maybe John Cena on the retirement tours on the table. Like, there's those, that's like big matches that you want to have when Punk is at his hottest. And Seth is either he's had all of those, or I guess the bottom line is I don't think Seth Rollins can really get any hotter than he is right now, even with a big Punk win. And so if that's what we're talking about here, that's the guy you have do the job, and you put Punk over, and you put Punk over. I would do it clean. I would do it clean, straight up, and then you can do rematches. You can have them wrestle more in 2025. This doesn't have to be the end, and I don't think it will be. So if that's the case, you go ahead and do that. So that's my prediction. I think that they've done a really nice job building this matchup. I thought that the encounter and the face-to-face last week on the show was well done. It like dipped the toe into meta stuff, but if you didn't know anything about that meta stuff, you still understood the story at hand and exactly what they were doing. Let's get to the chat here and talk some comments here. Let's see. Andrew H says CM Punk will be happier as an insurance salesman. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Andrew, you're killing me. Oh, my God. Eddie says here, what Andrew feels about Punk is what I feel about the Elite and Jericho. Pure disdain. Ken says here, I feel like the Punk rehire is going to be regrettable in hindsight. Ken, I'm interested in why you mentioned that. So toss out an answer here, because it seems to me that like WWE is getting all they wanted out of Punk and then some. Aside from that initial injury, like, he's well behaved. He does a lot of promotion and a lot of hype. You can put him on shows. You can trust him to draw a house show crowd. I was just at a house show about a week ago, and crowd there to see him. Yes, it was in Chicago, but Madison Square Garden is somewhere he sold out. He sold out at a building in Houston. They did really well ticket sales. So it seems to me that he's moving merchandise. It seems to me that like you just have a guy that you trust, and to me, I think they're thinking like, man, it's a great signing. It's a great signing, a great rehire. So I don't agree with that, but definitely expand upon those thoughts. Okay. Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. Look, I they've got to do the title change here. I think, I like it's time. It's time to do it. It's time to get that title back on Rhea Ripley. I think WWE wants to have a moment on the show where a big championship changes hands, right? I think that's what you want. That's what you want for like your big first time show, big crowd, hot crowd, Netflix, right? All of that. And they've got the match to do it in here, this feud can't really go on much longer. It's been and done what it's going to do. So now you just move on and do the title change, wrap that feud up, and then you put Rhea, on a course to do something really great at WrestleMania. But this to me is an easy one. I hope they have a good match. I hope they have a really good match. They have not been able to like really connect on a good match yet, because there's always been, bells and whistles, right? The Dominic in a shark cage and, all this stuff. I hope they get the time to have just like a straight up good match here, but we'll see. But I'm going with Rhea Ripley definitely to win this one. All right, then we've got the Tribal Combat match, right? Okay, this is a huge match. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, the Ula Fala, and Tribal Chief title is on the line. I don't mean championship. I mean just the title of Tribal Chief. Tribal Combat is anything goes. And you got to think like this match, it is what it is in terms of build, right? Like, I don't think Solo's been a great heel. I think he started off hot as his, as like kind of leading the new Bloodline faction, but then it kind of fizzled a little bit. Roman just overshadows him in terms of star power. Like, Solo is not on his level. However, I don't get the sense that the Bloodline story is that the Bloodline story is ending here, right? Like, I don't get the sense that this is like the big blow off. The show, by the way, unofficially brought to you by, Starbucks. Of course, I got to get the plug in. If I don't like put this out into the ether and put this out into the universe, like, it'll never happen. And so, hey, tag Starbucks on social media. We got to get this sponsorship going. In 2025, I'm thinking positive. I'm putting it on my vision board. Like, let's do it. If Roman Reigns wins this match, it's like storyline over, right? Unless there's like another chapter immediately involving The Rock. So like this could go a multitude of different ways. I mean, one is oh man, Andrew, you were on one today. Make coffee at home is already a broken resolution, I see. Oh goodness, Andrew, yes, it is. It is. I'm doing this for the love of the sponsorship pitch. That's why. That's hilarious. Oh, Andrew, you crack me up. Unless there is a big angle planned here, I just think that Solo has to either win or lose and get kicked out of the Bloodline. Like those are the options. I don't see Roman Reigns winning this match, because if he does and nothing else happens, then story over. Now, if Roman beats Solo and then Rock comes back and lays out Roman, takes Solo and kicks him out of the Bloodline and crowns himself the tribal chief and puts the ulafala on his around his neck. Like, okay, now you got something. Now you're cooking with gas, right? That's an option. The other option is Rock comes back and helps Solo win, and then Solo kind of crowns Rock as like tribal chief, and then you have Roman chase Rock down. So, to me, like the Rock being on this show, he's going to factor into this match at some point, and we've got a comment on this up in the chat here, and I want to get to it here. Well, first of all, Sean, hello, and thanks so much for being here. Sean says here, Zach, what's up? Raw's on Netflix. Let's go, and I can watch live too, which is great. It's awesome, Sean. We're gonna have a live post show on right here on the One True Sport YouTube channel. The Brass Ring Media podcast Nocturnal Knockout with Robert Vallejos is gonna be live with a post show, so you're not gonna want to miss that. That's gonna be huge, and Robert's amazing, and he can be bringing the Nocturnal Knockout show live to this channel. So be ready tonight, you guys. Be ready tonight. He runs a great show, so you guys will be happy. And Sean, that's great that you can watch live. Anyway, Sean also says here, Roman and Solo has to close the show, but Seth and Punk is fine too. Now, they've pushed Seth versus Punk as the main event, but that was prior to Rock coming in and saying that he's gonna be on the show. So it goes one of two ways, if you ask me. It's either Roman and Solo are going to be in the main event and Rock's going to appear then, or Rock is going to appear at the beginning of the show and that match is going to go first so that Rock can, do whatever Rock needs to do after that and not, stick around all show long. So that's my take on that. But I think if you have Rock, that's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard pitch to put him in any other segment but that main event. But we'll see. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one, Sean. Let's see. Let's talk about some more thoughts here. We got Eddie in the chat going, Rock makes Jacob Fatu his second in command. Also, Eddie says here, time for Solo to get kicked out of the bloodline. Sean says Starbucks is overrated and overpriced. Well, I can't argue with that second point. It's just, for the love of the sponsorship. We got to get the show on Starbucks radar, guys. Has to happen. So if Rock versus Roman is the goal here, and that's going to be the big WrestleMania match, and it seems like if Rock's coming in, that that is a possibility. You get to it. I mean, you got to get to it. You got to get on it. You got to that Rock's not going to be around every week to build this match. So when he's there, you got to give it a chance to happen. So I think that's in the cards for tonight. But either way, I think if I have to pick a winner, I'd pick Roman Reigns as the winner. But then you get some major angle after that concerning the bloodline and concerning the future of that story. Because if he wins and nothing happens, again, story over. But that's my prediction. Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, of course, that's pretty easy, right? I mean, good little match. Going to be Drew McIntyre winning this one. Rey Mysterio, I don't know who's his partner is going to be, but I think New Day is going to win that match. So be ready for that, and looking forward to seeing what kind of heat the New Day get. John Cena kicking off his 2025 retirement tour and Logan Paul on the same show. Put those two pieces together. I think you're going to get a segment involving Logan Paul and John Cena on this show. I mean, that seems to me that is like an easy way for WWE to get some mainstream notoriety and chatter going if you put John Cena and Logan Paul in a match together. So if you do that, the one guy that doesn't really have a clear segment for tonight is Cody Rhodes, your biggest babyface. So you got to wonder what he's going to do on the show. It's going to be something. Maybe he's involved in something with the legends. Hopefully he stays away from Hulk Hogan. Goodness, yeah, that would be. Yeah, hopefully that happens. And then as the chat is calling out here, we do most likely have an appearance from Penta, and there you go. That if Penta is, I think you guys are referring to Penta as the partner of Rey Mysterio. I think it makes a ton of sense. And then, of course, if that's the case, you can't have that. You can't have them lose. You can't have them lose. So I think they would win in that instance. But that's yeah. I mean, I don't know about New Day losing like that so quickly, but hey, it is what it is. Boycott activism says here. I detest Logan Paul. Yeah, you and a lot of other people, lots of other people, and I think that's why. People, that's why he's such a good heel in WWE, and why John Cena will be good foil for him. Boss says, is Goldberg appearing? Goldberg appearance? So Dave Meltzer reported this morning that Goldberg is scheduled for an episode of Raw later in the month. So I do not expect to see Goldberg on this show. I think they'd make it more of a big deal if he was. So no, not on this one, but boss, he's going to be on a show this month. So if you're a Goldberg fan, it's happening. It's happening. It's just not happening right away. All right. So look, guys, that's Raw, and we'll review all of this tomorrow right here on 1TS Daily. So be here. You're not going to want to miss that show. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, be here. We'll talk all the fallout from Raw and how they do on Netflix, how the show look, how did the production look, all that too. So definitely be here. Let's real quick. I want to hit on some other happenings from over the holidays, particularly Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. Kenny Omega returned to the ring at Wrestle Dynasty in a match over Gabe Kidd. You guys, you have to see this match. It was. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Maybe like ahead of Wednesday's Dynamite, we'll talk a little bit more about it, just so people can have the opportunity to see it. I don't want to give away too much, but I just thought it was a fantastic match. Like, it's emotional and it's dramatic, but it's also just so well wrestled and crisp, and the pace is insane. Gabe Kidd, he's not a guy that you think of in the same breath as Kenny Omega in terms of in-ring. And he's not, but man, he held his own. He held his own in this match. So I would definitely go out of your way to see that match if you can. It's well worth your time. And it's a good sign for Kenny Omega in AEW, provided they promote the guy the right way. Like, after seeing this match, like, I'm all in on Kenny Omega. It's like, here are the chips, pushing him in, because you got to go with somebody. And now Omega is coming in. He's got momentum. People want to see him. It's been a while. He's got a really good heel to work with in Jon Moxley. This stars align, and I hope that AEW can take advantage of that and really position Kenny as like the face of your company. We'll see what happens, but go out of your way to see that match because it's really, really, really good. And I highly recommend it. Yeah, Sean is in the chat here. I've heard a lot how good Gabe is too. He's wonderful in the match. I mean, truly, truly wonderful. It's a heck of a match. The best match of the weekend by far, as far as like the Wrestle Kingdom show goes, which I thought was a little disappointing, but not surprising given the lack of star power that they had on it. So yeah, like not surprising at all on that. But Gabe was tremendous in this match. So go to your way, see it, go find it. I think it's well worth your time to do so. All right, guys, we'll wrap up there. Everybody enjoy Raw tonight. So good to be back in the chair here. Glad to get this show off and running. Glad to get the partnership between One True Sport and Brass Ring Media running. I hope everybody who's listening here subscribe to some free Brass Ring Media content, whether it's our YouTube channel. You can just search Brass Ring Media, or it's our Substack newsletter where all of our written work happens. The newsletter, I love doing these live shows more than anything, but I also really like to write about professional wrestling, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things to do is write in that newsletter. And so I hope everybody goes there and subscribes. It's totally free. Just search Brass Ring Media Substack. You can find it on my Twitter, right? and on Blue Sky. So do it. We'll have I have my match ratings up and evaluation of Wrestle Kingdom, and tomorrow my Raw column will be up as well. So check all that out. It's up at Brass Ring Media right now. If you're not subscribed here to One True Sport, you definitely want to do that. We've got merch, man. Brass Ring Media has got some merch up on the One True Sport merch page. How cool is that? It's awesome. And there's other wonderful merch there too from all of our big stars that we have partnered with. Go there, give it a go, and pick up some merch. You'll be happy that you did, I think. Anthony says, "What's your prediction for Solo and Roman?" We talked about this a lot, Anthony. I think you just jumped in right at the last second, so you can go back and read about and listen to about 10 minutes of thorough analysis here. But my prediction, I'll give it again. Roman versus Solo. I'm taking Roman, but then I'm calling some kind of big angle involving Solo that keeps the bloodline feud going. You can't just have Roman win and that be it. I don't think it ends that way. Not a happy ending for Roman Reigns tonight. That's my prediction. He wins the match, but then there's more to it after that. Anthony, thanks so much for the comment. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for checking this out. I appreciate it. Yeah, Ken, that's super kind words, man, because that's definitely what we go for here. Ken says here, I'll definitely be checking out future shows. I like the vibe. I feel like I'm in school anticipating Raw with my friends again. Yeah, it's a big night, man. It is a big night. And so we'll talk about it all tomorrow as everything goes down. Thanks so much, guys. You follow me on social media at Zack_Heydorn on Twitter, Zack Heydorn on Blue Sky. Find me in both places. Way more active on Blue Sky these days. So check me out there. But I hope everybody has a great Monday, coming back to your regular weeks after the holidays. Have a great Monday. Enjoy Raw, and we'll catch you tomorrow right here, same time, same place. 1TS Daily, One True Sport. See ya.